Stop baking giant cookies in your oven. If you have ever tried to make an oversized cookie, you know exactly what happens. The edges get dark and crunchy while the center is still raw and gooey and doughy. Somehow the whole thing ends up both overbaked and underbaked at the same time. It is one of the most frustrating desserts to get right. And I say that as someone who has literally written a cookbook about cookies. After testing giant cookies more times than I would like to admit, I finally found a method that fixes all of those problems. And it is not the oven, it is the Instant Pot. Today we are making 2 giant cookies in the Instant Pot. One is a monster oatmeal peanut butter M&M cookie loaded with chocolate chips and color. The other is a classic chocolate chip version that we are going to turn into a warm skillet style dessert. Yes, we are baking giant cookies in a pressure cooker. Okay, let's start with the monster M&M oatmeal cookies, shall we? We're gonna start by melting a 1/4 cup of butter, just a little bit, not totally melted, but soften it just so it's a little bit gooey. We're going to add the sugars. We will add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. And we'll just cream them together with a hand mixer until they're blended. Now for 1 egg and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we'll mix that again. You can add the peanut butter at the end. I like to just stir it in now while I have it out. So we'll mix that in quickly too. Okay, a lot of people like to mix their dry ingredients together first. You can definitely do this. I'm super lazy, so I don't do this. I'm not going to do it today. I just toss in my flour. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we have 3 ingredients left to stir in. We have about 2/3 cup of oats we're gonna stir in. Usually I use about a 1/3 cup of chocolate chips and about a 1/3 cup of M&Ms. If you love raisins, you can also stir a handful of those in as well. We're just gonna use chips and M&Ms today. Now for the pan, you will want to use either a 6 or 7-inch round pan. It is ideal to use a springform pan so that you can remove the side when it's done so it stays in its cookie shape if that's what you're aiming for. I like to line the bottom of it with parchment paper first, just for easy removal when we're done. And tear away the excess if you want. Still give it a nice coat of cooking spray. This batch makes 2 cookies, so make sure not to put this whole batch of dough into one pan. You want to divide it exactly in half. So what I like to do is just press it down evenly into the bottom of the bowl. And then I just draw a line down the middle and scoop half of it out and into our prepared pan. From here, you can just press into the bottom. I'm gonna press really evenly and go all the way to the edges. And I use my hands because that is much easier. Okay, we have it nice and even. Add a piece of foil to the top of the pan nice and tight to prevent moisture from getting into the cookie. Always a 1.5 cups of water goes into the pot before making these. We'll pour that in. Metal trivet, we're gonna set that down on the counter and then set the pan right on top. And then we'll just lower it into the pot with the water. Secure the lid and set to sealing. So for cooking these, you can use either your cake button or your pressure cook button. Either will work great. and we're going to cook this on high pressure for 22 minutes. When cook time is done, we will let it sit for 5 minutes to do a natural release. At that point, we can set the valve to venting so that it releases the remaining pressure. We do have the rest of the batter here. You can either toss it in the fridge and cook it right after this one is done. You can freeze it for later, or you can just let it sit at room temperature. Whatever you want to do is fine. I'm going to wrap mine up and put it in the fridge. Our monster cookie is done cooking. I'm so excited to see it. Let's open the pot. Use oven mitts to carefully pull out the trivet and put it onto a cutting board. When you pull it out of the Instant Pot, the top should be evenly wet but set. If you jiggle the pan a little bit, the batter should not jiggle. It should stay set. I have a little trick I use to make the cookie look just a little bit extra special and fun. Right out of the Instant Pot, I press a few M&Ms into the top as it cools. From here, we will want it to cool for a little bit. If you want to serve it or enjoy it as a large actual cookie, you will want to let it cool for about 20 minutes at room temperature and then transfer it to the fridge for about an hour. Once it has had a chance to rest and chill, you can slice it and share with a friend, or you can just dig in. Check out the soft, chewy texture from edge to center. It is so perfect and consistent. Now let's make our monster chocolate chip version, the traditional chocolate chip cookie. This is going to be so gooey and good. We are going to start by softening the butter again in the microwave. Now that our butter is nice and softened, we are going to add a 1/2 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. And we'll beat until it's nice and creamy. Perfect. Now we'll add 1 egg and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Big egg. Wowzers. Thing's huge. Ah, finished off the bottle. Now onto the dry ingredients, we're going to add 1.25 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Oh, I forgot. This batter tends to be just a little bit dry, so I like to add just 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. Okay, much better. And now we will stir in about a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. So perfect. All right, our batter is looking good. Again, we will split this in half. This makes 2 giant cookies. So I'm going to smooth the batter down again so that it's even in the bowl, so I can divide it in half easily. For this cookie, I am going to use a 7-inch round pan that is not springform because I'm going to turn this into a skillet cookie and add a scoop of ice cream and eat it straight out of the pan. So for this one, I will spray my pan really well with cooking spray and put exactly half into the pan. Press it down evenly. Make sure you get all the way to the edges. Looks good. Our giant chocolate chip cookie is ready to cook. So we'll start with a 1.5 cups of water, just pouring that directly into the pot. Place the pan directly on to your metal trivet and lower that in. Secure the cover and set the valve to sealing. My pot has a cake button, so I'm going to use that. If you don't have a cake button, use the pressure cook button. It'll still turn out great, I promise. We're going to cook this on high pressure for 22 minutes with a 5-minute natural release before we release the remaining pressure. Our giant chocolate chip cookie is done cooking, so we are going to pull it out of the pot. Use oven mitts again to carefully pull it out. At this point, we have a few different serving options. You can either eat it just like a giant cookie after it's chilled in the fridge for a little bit, which is my personal preference. I love doing this. Oh my gosh, it's the best chocolate chip cookie I've ever had. It's so good. Or you can serve it straight from the pan, just like a skillet cookie, warm and gooey, with a little ice cream and caramel sauce or dulce de leche over the top. Okay, I'm just going to dig right in. This is a massive bite, but I'm going in for it. It does not get better than this. This is lunch today. So good. The reason this works so well comes down to moisture. Ovens use dry circulating heat, which can quickly overbake the edges of a giant cookie before the center has time to cook. The Instant Pot traps steam inside of it, creating a gentle, moist environment that allows the cookie to bake evenly all the way through. The result is a perfectly soft, chewy cookie from edge to center with none of the usual giant cookie problems. Oh, it is so cute and perfect, isn't it? If you have never baked desserts in your Instant Pot before, this is a really fun place to start. You can make cakes, brownies, puddings, cheesecake, and even things like creme brulee, all using the same gentle steam environment. Once you start experimenting with this, you will realize that the Instant Pot can do a lot more than just make your dinner. If you want more Instant Pot desserts and cozy comfort food ideas like these, make sure you subscribe and stick around. There are a lot more fun recipes coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.